Okay, I think we are on time. Let's get started. First of all, Vanakanga and good evening, everybody. Thank you very much, first of all, for all your response. And I'm going to make it this whole presentation in English so that people who can not understand Tamil can also be benefited with this. First of all, a welcome from the Austin Tamil Sangam and also the Austin Tamil Sangam Youth Committee. So this whole presentation is being done by the youth committee people. I'm going to introduce you few in some time. They're all over there. And there are a few house rules before we start this presentation. First thing is, please mute yourself so that whoever is talking, so that other people can hear them clearly. And if you have any questions, please put on the chat. So we have a moderator who's going to monitor all the chats and then call out. So only the people, whatever you're putting on the chat, only those questions will be called out. If at all time permits, we can extend it for a little more time and then have any questions from the public forum. And other than that, we are good, and I don't want to delay. It's a big presentation, and then I wanted to hand over to the team. Can we go to the next slide? Okay, it's me. Sorry about that. Okay, so today's speaker, we have Karthik Shaktivel. He's an event manager from our youth committee, and he's a junior from Leander High School. We have just wave hand, Shakti. Sorry, Karthik, if you're there. And
Yeah, I'm here.
great. And we have Varsha Shaktivelata. She's the president for the youth committee, and she's a college freshman in UT San Antonio.
Hi.
And we have Srishti Vishwanathan. She's the vice president, and she's also a college freshman from UT Dallas.
Hello.
And we have Vaishnavi. She's a social media manager. She's a college junior in TXST.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. So I'll hand it over to Varsha, who will take it from here. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Ellarkum vanakkam. My name is Varsha, and I'm a college junior at UTSA. So before we start with this presentation, we're just going to talk about public versus charter schools before we go on, because we received a lot of questions whether which one is good or not. So we just wanted to cover it a bit. I want to say from the beginning that we cannot suggest what school is better over the other. We're going to give you the information as to what each means, and then you have to decide what is good for yourself or your student. So to start off with public school, more extracurricular activities and fine art options are available. So public schools it's not just heavily based on academics. It has a lot of fine arts such as orchestra, band, like any music, art, color guard, dance, I can go on and on. And apart from fine arts, we also have electives, which is like endorsement credits. They're the public health, business, et cetera. So apart from that, public schools don't have any enrollment limit, and it also includes students regardless of the ability, background, and circumstance. And public schools also follow the state curriculum restrictions, so they don't have a book of their own. It goes under whatever state you're in. The public school follows those rules. And then next, for charter schools are more academic based, so it's it's a heavy amount of homework, assignments, and from the teachers. It's more solely based on the courses. There's fewer students in charter schools, and the class size is going to be smaller than public schools, and there's a limited amount of seats for enrollment. Apart from that, there's a more flexibility in curriculum, as mentioned before, because it's heavily based on academics. So it won't have a lot of options for extracurricular activities such as clubs and organizations and all the fine arts I mentioned before. And since it's academically based, it offers a lot of specialized education for students. And that point is in the wrong section, but some, if not all, of charter schools have uniforms for the students. And then finally, I want to mention something about ISD. In Texas, ISD means Independent School District. The way that people call schools differs from each state. So for example, in Atlanta, it's called Cobb County School District or whatever county you're in. So throughout this presentation, if someone mentions RISD or LISD, It just means Round Rock Independent Schools District. So I just want to clear that in case someone had any confusion. So the table of contents, we're going to cover 4 things today in this presentation. The first one is the transition between middle school to high school. Next, we will talk about all 4 years of high school, and then college applications. And finally, we will end with some information about college life. I'm handing this over to Karthik now. So
Hi, hello, எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம். I'm extremely sorry, but my camera is not working right now, so I can't turn on my video. But I'm still here to give my info. Yeah. So I'm going to be talking about the transition from middle school to high school, and the key topics I'll be covering today are time management, work and effort, your grades, clubs and extra activities, and ACC. Okay. So in middle school, kids usually have up to 8 periods every single day, but that's not the deal with high school. In high school, you have A day and B day splits, which are broken up into 4 periods each day. Teachers get to give a longer lessons and help more students since the classes are much longer in high school. In high school, you're not always have to manage your time wisely since you have various different teachers and classes. If you're not able to manage your time wisely, then you'll start falling behind on assignments, work, you know, just general stuff you do in classes. And if you start trying like half after like 6 months, then it's going to be really hard to bring it back, bring your grades back up, things like that, because you have different assignments, coursework, things like that to juggle for other classes. So that's going to start getting really hard and you're going to start getting really stressed. So you have to make sure you're organized and managing your time very wisely so you get your assignments done before or at least on the day they're due. Okay, now we're on to work and effort. So, middle school assignments focus more on key subjects and highlights more of exactly what they're like teaching you. And the assignments are usually shorter. But in high school requires a lot more effort because you need a deeper level of understanding, and your presentation skills have to be up to, a little more skilled than usual. You have to be very organized and making sure that you're getting your work done on time. Because if you don't turn in your work on time, like I said before, you're gonna start, falling behind, and it's gonna be really hard to catch up. High school does this thing called missing assignments. If you turn in your work the day or anytime after it's due, teachers are allowed to bring your grade up for that assignment back to a certain level, which is usually 70 for most schools. But yeah, but just try to make sure you get your work done on time because that would definitely help with your grades. Adapting faster in classroom environments could definitely help you with work and effort because if you can start making friends or making good relationship with your teachers, it's easier to ask them for help or just generally anything you need from them. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about your grades in high school. So middle school grades focuses more on the students' progress, but have a less impact long term. Doing well in middle school is a good thing because you can start going into advanced level classes early on. Like for example, in 8th grade, if you realize you're good at math or you have some set of skills, you can start taking algebra 1 in 8th grade, and then keep taking a higher level of math every year, progressing from that. But no worries if you were slacking off during middle school and you realize that might be a bad thing or anything. It's not. You'll be just fine as long as you start picking yourself back up starting 9th grade, because your GPA really starts to matter after you get into high school. So as long as you can make sure that you're balancing your work, activities, things like that, and you're managing your time wisely, you should be fine. Clubs and activities. So this is a very interesting topic because It always varies between middle schools. Usually, most middle schools have basic set of clubs, which is like student council, junior debate, things like that. But when you go into high school, since high school is preparing you for your future college life and things, way in the future beyond, they have a lot more diverse set of clubs. There's almost a club for any kind of interest or thing you're looking forward to, because if you can start joining clubs early on, it'll definitely help with your resume, things like that. Because if you can show people that you're interested and you have a passion for something and you're willing to start doing something else or doing something extra just because that's something you're interested in, looks really well. If there's a club that if you're looking for a club and your school doesn't happen to have one, you can always talk to your counselor and AP or even your principal, because high schools are usually trying to get their ratings higher, so they always use inclusion, things like that. So if you can start your own club, that'll also definitely look good for your school and yourself. Clubs and activities brings opportunities for leadership, skill developments, and sports outside of classes. Like me personally, I'm in marching band, which takes a really long time outside of school because we have long rehearsals after school. So I have to make sure I'm getting my work done even after doing that. I'm also in AFJROTC, which is just Air Force for high school, but we do drill, uniform, things like that. And I'm also in our Leander High School's men's volleyball team because that's something I'm passionate about. So making sure that you're going, above and beyond about things you're passionate about definitely looks good. Okay, lastly, I'm going to be talking about ACC. So for those that don't know, ACC is Austin Community College. It's very popular in most high schools in well, Austin district, I guess, Leander, Cedar Park, things like that. But yeah, high schools provide college credit opportunities through Austin community classes. So you can start earning college credit in high school by taking those classes. Students can enroll in ACC classes during the summer and the school year. You unfortunately can't take it your freshman year because that's the first year you're starting high school and they just want you to get used to normal assignments, things like that. But you're still allowed to take advanced classes, that's not a problem. But you can start taking ACC after your freshman year. So the summer of going into your sophomore year, that's when you can start doing things like this for credit. But yeah, the requirements to do ACC are you have to go talk to your school counselor, or it may show up in a newsletter or something that you have to take this standardized test called the TSI for enrollment. But not all schools, but some schools do offer, if you get a good PSAT score, then you're exempt from taking the TSI, which just lets you be eligible to join ACC courses without taking the TSI test.
Can you please tell me about the TSI? What is the TSI? I don't understand what is the TSI.
Okay, yeah, of course. So the TSI test is just basically like an academic level ready test. It's kind of trying to assess if you're ready enough or that you know enough from the year you've already done in high school to make sure that you can actually juggle a college level course in high school. So students that don't pass the TSI are always welcome to try it again, but you're not allowed to take an ACC level class until you pass the TSI.
Okay. Hey, Karthik, thank you very much. Charya, how are we doing with the time?
We're doing good with the time, so we have some extra time left.
Okay, yeah. So for everyone who has joined a little late, I just wanted to tell a few house rules. So we're not going to take questions on the call. Please put your questions on the chat. So we have a moderator who is working on all the questions, and then we'll make sure that we'll answer all the questions. Thank you. Sahana, you can go ahead with questions. Chavi, please stop when we have to start the next section.
No one said any questions. I think we're good unless someone has another question.
Yes, anybody?
Yeah, please feel free to ask anything. Just for someone, if someone's curious, the college credit earned in ACC can transfer to in-state colleges. I'm not sure how many colleges in state or if there are colleges outstate that take ACC credit. I'm still looking into that, but I can get an answer back about that later.
Karthi, sorry, can you please clarify what is ACC? There is a question in the chat.
Oh yeah, of course. Okay, so ACC is Austin Community College, and ACC course is just a college level course which is offered by Austin Community College. High schools will collaborate with the Austin Community College, and they are allowed to offer those courses for high schoolers.
Karthik, could you share your experience also? It's not only the college course, right? How you are double blacked and using that other subject. Like, why don't you mention that as well?
Yeah, of course. So this summer I took ACC Environmental Science for a science credit, which let me open up a space in my schedule for the next year for me to be able to take a different class. So now since I took ACC Environmental Science, for next year I've double blocked for a veterinary medicine class. There's another question. When would you take these ACC courses? Okay, you take ACC courses either during the summer or during the school year. Usually when you're starting ACC, me personally, I'd recommend starting it in the summer because you have a little more extra time to actually work through things, and you can get a feel for it before you actually think about taking it during the school year. Because if it turns out to be a lot to handle even during the summer itself, then you may not be able to handle it during the school year. But most people shouldn't have a problem with it because when you take ACC courses during the school year, you have a certain period blocked for that. So they give you like that entire time to work on your
No, I guess Karthik, what I'm trying to ask here is not like, whether you should take it in summer or during the school time, but it was more of what is the benefit that you get when you take these classes in the summertime, right? Or
Okay.
are these courses not covered as part of your regular school curriculum? Or is it that, once you take some of the courses in summer, it leverages you to take a few other additional courses in the school time period? That way you get some extra credits. Is that the case? That's what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Let me sum this up.
Karthik,
So, yeah, excuse, what's up?
yeah, we can take it offline and answer them if you are not very much comfortable with answering that. That's fine.
No, I can answer it. That's not a problem.
Please, yes.
If I still have time, that is.
I think we can finish this question, but after that we should move on to Varsha.
All right, of course. Okay, so the benefit of taking ACC courses is that one, it looks good when you're applying for colleges that you took a college level class during high school. Two, it gives you that college level credit. So when you're graduating from high school, that credit transfers into a few in-state colleges here in Texas. Like I said before, I'm not entirely sure which colleges the credits transfer to. I'm still looking into that, but I can get you an answer for that later. And when you actually, was that it, or did you have something else?
Yeah, the double block leverage also you can say, Karthi. That's the third question she has.
Yeah. Okay. So when you take ACC classes, our high school curriculum don't usually offer those classes for like standard, but like I said, most high schools collaborate with ACC. So when you're signing up for ACC classes, there's a certain slot that says ACC courses, and that's where you go to check which classes you're allowed to sign up for, which classes you can take. And if you can take more than one class during the summer. It's completely up to you. I took one during the summer, and I'm taking two over my next school year. But yeah, doing that usually frees up an open slot in your eight periods, which you can either use for an off period or sign up for a different class for a second semester.
And then you get also additional credits in that 8 period?
Yeah, you still get your credit for finishing your classes, yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. All right, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, Varsha.
Yeah, hello again, this is Varsha.
And I'm Srishti.
So Shrishti and I are going to be covering the topics about high school and college applications. So under high school, we're going to talk about the required credits for graduation, what GPA is, AP versus IB, the transition to 11th grade or junior year, and then SAT versus ACT. So to start off, I want to mention that all the information that I'm giving right now is from our ISD, Round Rock Independent School District, because that's where I graduated from. So this is info that I gained, and then you just want to make sure to double check if this is the right information for your specific ISD, no matter what place or what state you're in. So to graduate high school, you need a minimum of 27 credits. It said, like my high school counselor had mentioned, that you can take up to 32 credits to graduate, which is the maximum amount, but the minimum in order to be eligible to graduate is 27 credits. High school courses, high schools have course catalogs, and it's like this big, thick book. In the course catalog, it provides all the different kind of courses, fine arts, and electives that the high school provides for the child to take in order to earn those credits. The way you can earn these minimum credits of 27 is in all 4 years of your high school, you're going to want to split the 27 credits each year. So each year, if you take 8 credits, it's going to end up with 32 credits your senior year when you graduate. The minimum you can take freshman year is 8 credits. You're going to need 8 credits. And then as you move on to junior year and senior year, say you take an ACC course and you end up with a free period or like some kind of different double blocks, then your credits can go either less or more depending on what you choose. And then courses and requirements differ between ISDs. So as I said before, please make sure to check that this is the right, like you're looking at your right school and you read the right requirements for your school. And then credits earned through the classes you take each year of high school are going to add up to a total your senior year, and that's what's going to be counted against you, or counted for you when you graduate of high school. And there are a number of credits that that can be taken in high school, and you want to make sure to divide them through all 4 years. So the mandatory credits are all core classes for math, science, social studies, and English. You want to take one each class each year of high school, so it's going to end up of 4 credits for each core class. Apart from core classes, you want PE credits, language credits, fine arts credits, and they have certain numbers for each school. And apart from taking these credits through all 4 years of high school, you can also earn these credits through ACC, as mentioned before, and transfer credits. What I mean by transfer credits is, an example is, I studied in Austin Thummer School and I graduated 2023. And for my language credits, I didn't take any language in middle school or high school except for 1 year. For my language credits, I earned it through Austin Thummer Sangam. My counselor allowed me to submit my transcript from Austin Thummer Austin Thummer School. I submitted my transcript from the school, and my grades counted towards the language credit, and I earned 4 credits. So that's what I mean by transfers. There are different ways to earn those credits. Next slide.
Varsha, you see the next slide?
Yeah, it's Shrishti.
Okay, so GPA is a number that indicates how high you scored in the courses you take as an average. It's usually generated after your grades in freshman year of high school have been finalized. And in Round Rock ISD, Home Access Center was the place where you view your grades and your GPA. There's 2 kinds of GPA. Weighted GPA is on a 5.0 scale, and it takes the difficulty of the class into consideration. So if you were doing like an AP or IB class, that would go into weighted GPA. And unweighted GPA is on a 4.0 scale. So if you're taking like AP, IB, or on level or fine arts, all the classes will be taken into consideration. For working hard to maintain a good GPA, will pay off because it's a huge advantage in college applications, scholarships, and it's also GPA is also important in college.
Now we're going to talk about AP versus IB. I took AP in high school and Shrishti took IB, so I'm going to cover some points about AP and Shrishti will talk about IB. AP means advanced placement, and it's basically courses that you can take in high school that lets you earn some college credits at the same time you're earning your high school diploma. You're just going to want to pick an AP course. You can choose it from like the list when you're picking your courses for next year. And then when you enroll in the class, you just have to stay in it for the whole year, finish it with a good grade. And then at the end of completing the AP course, there are AP tests for each AP class. And to those AP tests, you have to score well on them in order to be able to earn the college credit. So you can take the AP class, but at the end of the year, if you either decide not to take the AP test or if you don't pass the AP test, then you won't be able to receive college credit. Doing so, like taking the AP class and receiving the college credit, it's going to help you save time and money once your student has graduated from high school and when they're going to college. You won't have to repeat a class and it's going to save you like tuition fees and the time, and you can use that time for some other class that's going to help you. For example, you can take AP Biology your senior year, which is when most students take. And at the end of the year, when you take your AP test for biology, you need a minimum of 3 out of 5 in order to be able to earn the college credit.
Okay, so IB focuses more on subjective learning, like critical thinking, analysis, and research. There's 2 parts to earn the IB diploma, which is separate from the high school diploma: a research paper and an exam. While IB doesn't give a lot of college credit, it's similarly structured to college classes because the assignments they give you are essays instead of worksheets. And to AP, especially with language, most students take the AP exam along with the IB exam to get the college credit.
So the transition to 11th grade or junior year of high school is the most important, most complex out of all 4 years. A lot of graduates tend to say that junior year is more complicated and stressful, and there's numerous factors for this, and they are that junior year is when you have to prepare for any AP or IB exams. You have to take the SAT or ACT, and any STAR exams that may apply to you. Apart from that, the most important process that starts at this time are college applications. So the other like SAT and ACT, AP exams and STAR exams is just the student reviewing and completing the exam. But college applications, the preparation for college apps is a lot of work. You have to start writing practice essays. You have to start building your resume. And it's really important to establish a good relationship with your junior year teachers. It's because in senior year, when you apply for colleges, they require recommendation letters, and you can only get your recommendation letters from your teachers from 11th grade or junior year. So if you want to study English in college, then make sure that your English teacher knows you really well. So in their recommendation letter, they can write detailed information about your student and how they can be an asset to any college that they're applying for. I know this sounds like a lot of information for junior year and as a matter of fact for anything, but with good time management skills, hard work, and the support of your family, friends, and teachers, junior year is going to go by really fast. You can be done with it in a blink of an eye.
Okay, so there are 2 standardized tests that are taken in consideration for college applications: the SAT and the ACT. Both of them have 4 topics. The SAT has evidence-based reading, writing and language, math with and without calculator, and an optional essay. The ACT has English, mathematics, reading, and science, which is what's different from the SAT, and an optional writing session, which is the essay. The SAT score range is from 200 to 1600. The registration and practice tests are offered by College Board, and there's also practice tests on Khan Academy for free. In high school, students will take a PSAT for the National Merit Scholarship. So people who score higher on this PSAT will qualify for semifinals, then finals, and they get the scholarship. For ACT, the registration is through myact.org. It's easier for students who struggle with word problems. I took both and I scored higher on the ACT. Because of the pandemic, most colleges were test optional, so they only took your score if it benefits your application, but we're not sure about the upcoming years.
The next section we're going to cover is college applications. We're going to talk about some college application
Can we do
platforms.
questions first? Sorry.
Yeah, okay. Charvi, do you have time for some questions?
I guess, yeah, if we can squeeze this part in as well.
Okay.
There's a lot, so I'll just go over until Charvi tells me to stop. Is that good?
Yeah, do you want to finish this section first and then do all the questions after?
Okay.
Yeah, go for the time.
Okay. And then under college applications, we'll give information about college application platforms or websites, essays, picking your colleges and majors, building up your resume, and then scholarships. So application platforms, it just basically means like the websites you can use to apply for colleges. There is two that you can use in Texas. One of them is a common application and the other one is Apply Texas. I'll be talking about Common App and Shrishti will cover Apply Texas. The Common App is basically just a website that helps you understand the college admissions process, and it can be used by any student no matter what state they are in the US. Common App is used with more than 1,000 colleges, and it has all the colleges on the website as well. So once you have a list of colleges that you want to apply for, all you have to do is go to the website, create an account, search up your college, and then just follow the instructions on the site to apply for the college. The application has different questions for each college, but the format is going to look the same for all colleges. So I want to emphasize that there's a lot of writing that's going to happen during the college processes because of the essays. If you have all your essays on the Google Doc, then you want to make sure that you're copying and pasting the right essay for the right college and right question, because it's all going to look the same, but the questions do differ. And the last thing we want is a student submitting a college application for a different college answering another question. And that's not going to look good for the student, and the admissions team is going to look really confused. So please make sure that you're answering the right questions and the right essays and colleges. As Shrishti mentioned before, due to the pandemic, the class of 2023, some colleges were test optional and essay optional, but we're not sure about the upcoming years. Even 2024, we're not sure. So you have to check like websites regularly and just try to get some information on if your essay optional. However, it's strongly advised that you do write the essay for colleges, because then the admissions team is going to know a lot more about you, and it's more likely that you have a higher chance of getting in.
Okay, so for Apply Texas, most of it is as the same as Common App. It has instructions for filling out each section. They're pretty clear instructions. There should be no confusion. The only difference is that the Apply Texas platform only has colleges that are in Texas. So if your student was applying only to colleges inside Texas, you would use Apply Texas. Each application has a fee that depends on which college's application you're filling. It's usually around $50 to $75. For college essays, it depends on which college and which application platform you're using. it boosts your chances of acceptance. And like we said, because of the pandemic, they were essay optional, but they do boost your chances of admissions, so we wrote them anyways. More prestigious universities have their own essays. Like UT Austin has 2 or 3 short essays that are around 250 to 300 words on top of the platform essay. And the platform essay, whether it's Common App or Applied Texas, asks the student to tell their story, like how personal experience made them into who they are today. And it's called the personal statement. It's usually around 700 words.
Now picking your colleges and majors that you want to study and apply for, this is solely a decision that can be taken by the student as an individual or as a family, whatever they prefer. But I can give you some information on what factors you can take into consideration to narrow down your choices. So picking your major in college is based on the student's interests and passions from previous years. So ask yourself some questions. You know, what do I like to do? What interests me? What makes me want to like study more about, you know, like ask yourself those questions and you have to be able to answer those questions. Recollect what you enjoy doing from your middle school and high school years, you know, what you like, what intrigues you, what do you want to know more about. You have to ask yourself those questions, and after answering them, you're going to end up with some areas of study that you want to take. If you're still not convinced or if you're still confused as to what you need to study, then there are always career aptitude tests online. After taking those tests, it's going to give you a lot of options, and that also may help you narrow down your choices. After picking a major, you know, though you do have the option of switching majors in between of your college years, it's advised very strongly to start off studying the major that you want to graduate with, because then this way you're going to stay on track, and instead you won't have like a gap year, meaning you start studying business your freshman year, but after freshman year you realize that, you know, business is just not for you. It doesn't interest you and you don't want to take it anymore, and you want to take like a pre-med track. Then you can always change it your sophomore year, but you do have to realize that now you are 1 year behind pre-med, so you're going to have to catch up on all those courses. So you do have the option, but make sure you're going into college kind of knowing what you want to do. And then next is picking colleges. Some factors that a lot of students take into consideration is the size of the college, location, distance from your house, population of the student body, the campus atmosphere, extracurricular activities like clubs and organizations, the acceptance and graduate rate of a college, and then majors and classes. Apart from all of these, campus tours are also really helpful for a student to decide on what college they want to go to. So before or after you finalize the college, I really suggest taking a campus tour as well.
Okay, so building up your resume is a long process that you should start as soon as possible. A resume is a list of all the person's qualifications. It's mostly used for college and job applications. In college applications, the resume should have your personal information, extracurricular activities, clubs, awards, recognition, volunteering, anything that'll help your application stand out. My resume also has like my IB courses, how much I scored on the SAT and ACT, and my GPA. There are a lot of templates to use as a base to help your students start the process of building a resume, and you can always refine it as you go.
Finally, scholarships. So scholarships basically means free money. When you're in high school as a junior or senior, high school counselors usually have resources with a lot of website links, and they will send it to you, and you can apply for any and all scholarships based on the eligibility. When you graduate from high school, there's a lot of opportunities online, so you just have to take the time to search, look them up, and then make sure you're eligible for them, and then just apply. Apply for as many as scholarships you can, because Scholarships, like I mentioned before, is just free money. It's going to help you with a load of tuition, and as a result, load of student loan debts. You don't want to go into debt when you're college. So it also applying to a lot can also increase your chances of winning some, because you never know how the essays are written. A lot of scholarships have competition, so you want to make sure you can apply to a lot and you're applying really well. Some scholarships have essays and some don't. The requirements and eligibility differ from each scholarship. So please make sure that you read and you apply for the ones that you can apply for. Apart from scholarships, there are also financial aid opportunities and applications, such as the FAFSA and TASFA. This is a bit like, this has a lot of information, and you'll get more detailed information about this when you're in high school. But just to kind of touch base on it, FAFSA is for permanent residents or U.S. citizens and GC holders. FAFSA has eligibility requirements, and if you don't meet them, then you won't be able to apply for those. And if you are eligible, then you can apply for FAFSA. And if you meet the requirements, then FAFSA pays for a significant portion of your tuition when you go to college. Apart from FAFSA, in Texas, there's also another application called TASFA, which is reserved for Texas residents who are not U.S. citizens or green card holders. So please make sure that you apply to any of these platforms once you're in high school, and you can get to know more about them, online, and once you reach high school from your high school counselors. And like I mentioned before, scholarships can be found in tons of websites and locations. Just take the time to look for them and apply to as many as you can.
Yeah, Chavi, are we good with?
We can take a couple questions, or we could just take it at the end. So whatever works.
Yeah, let's take 2 questions and then we'll move on with Vaishnavi for next. Yes.
Okay. Could you elaborate on the IB?
Okay, IB is, well, it's more like, do you have anything specific do you want me to elaborate on?
Just mention, like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, who asked the question, Sahana?
Mahesh Kumar.
Mahesh, if you're on the call, what exactly are you looking for?
Oh, no, sorry. It wasn't them. It was SS. I don't know who the name is. It's just says SS.
Actually, this is Mahesh Kumar. Actually, no, he is studying in IB school now. But he's not doing AP actually. Is there any advantage of doing any courses outside of IB to get that more credits, right? College credits?
Yeah, you can take courses in community college, or even if you take the IB course, you can still ask your teacher, and if they say yes, you can take the AP exam at the end of the year for the college credit.
Okay. So even in IB school also we can take AP exams, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
And does volunteering help with college applications?
Yes. So when you're applying to college, apart from essays, you also need to submit your resume. So under your resume, you want to include all your information about volunteering, clubs, organizations, any recognition you've got, any awards, like anything. When I was applying to college, I had a lot of volunteering hours from different organizations. They include Austin Thunder Sangam, Austin Thunder School, my high school orchestra. It comes from different places. And I also mentioned that I'm president in the ATS Youth Club. Mention everything about you that you feel it makes, that is a part of you. You want to make sure to mention those, and it's definitely going to help your college application.
We should probably get started on Vaishnavi.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Vaishnavi. I'm a college junior at Texas State University, and I'll be talking a couple of points regarding college life and how to improve your college life. So a couple of points that I'll be touching over would be about independence, networking skills, financial responsibilities, challenging moments, time management skills, and memorable events. All right, so how do we improve it? Now, how does independence improve our college life? Well, living away from your home, your siblings, your parents, your pets, and friends, students learn to manage their time, their finances, and daily responsibilities independently. Being responsible for your own actions, decisions, fosters personal developments, self-awareness, and maturity. And having these three decisions by yourself does boost up your confidence levels. And independent living exposes to a range of challenges, from fixing everyday issues to making important life decisions. And this process of problem solving does really enhance your critical thinking and decision making abilities. An example that I can give, well, how my independence really worked, improved my college life, would be scheduling my own medical appointments, taking care of my health insurance, rather than depending on my parents to come follow up on my appointments. So that's really how I grew up being independent in my college life. And then comes networking. Interacting with professors, peers, alumni, graduate assistants does really provide networking opportunities that can be very beneficial for your future career opportunities. Networking provides to connect with different experienced individuals who can offer advices, guidances, insights, and also help you navigate through your academic and career challenges. An example that I can give you here is when I started working on campus, I was really in touch with my professors and graduate assistants who were really helpful for me and gave me reference letters to help me put it in my resume. So when I did apply for jobs on campus, they looked through it and then they saw that I did have professor recommendations, which really did boost in my career opportunities. And through networking, you can gain access to resources, like I said, through research opportunities, workshops, seminars, and industry events that can enhance your learning. And engaging with a variety of people helps you broaden your horizon, understand different cultures, and appreciate diverse viewpoints. And interacting regularly with others in a professional setting, either with your colleagues or your peers, really does boost your confidence in social interactions, which is crucial for your career services. Again, the connections you make in your college can also turn into long-term relationships and friends, and professional relationships that can also extend well beyond your academic years. Then comes financial responsibility. And being financially responsible really does help reduce the stress associated with managing expenses, paying tuition, and covering daily needs. Practicing financial responsibility can also help you avoid excessive student loans and credit card debts, setting up for a more secure financial future. And having like a savings, an understanding of how to manage your savings can manage unexpected expenses, which also can provide a safety net during emergencies. An example that I can give you for these would be preparing meals at home rather than going to the canteens, and like having food there, because you tend to spend so much per semester by putting so much money in. And guess what? You can't even carry over those money to the next semester. So that money would get, completely wasted if you put it in your college canteens. So it's pretty like healthy if you make prepare meals at your home rather than going out and having food at the college canteens. And effective financial management also allows you to save and invest for future goals such as traveling, further education, or starting a business. And managing finances in college helps you develop practical life skills, and that will serve you well for after graduation. Then comes challenging moments. So how does challenging moments improve your college life? Well, facing challenges build resilience, helping you develop mental and emotional strength to overcome adversity. These challenging moments encourages you to develop, think critically and creatively to find solutions, honing your problem-solving abilities. An example that I can give that most students face during the first couple of years in college would be dealing with roommates. So dealing with disagreements or conflicts with your roommates really teaches you conflict resolution, communication, and empathy. Navigating challenges also requires flexibility and adaptability. That qualities that prove invaluable as you encounter new situations in your college life. And going through tough times also contributes to your personal growth, shaping your character, and contributes to your overall life story. Another example that I can give you about challenging moments would be failures. I mean, everyone does fail once in a while. Like, you cannot succeed without failing. So experience failure in a project or an activity or even exams can prompt you to reassess your approach, learn from your mistakes, and develop resilience. Time management. I mean, who doesn't procrastinate? So organizing your schedule, managing your time well reduces the stress associated with last minute missed deadlines. Allocating time for studying, assignments, projects, spending time with your friends really enables you to excel academically and achieve higher grades. Setting specific goals and allocating time towards these activities really increases the likelihood of achieving your desired outcomes. And establishing a consistent routine, like, making sure you go through the same routine every day, can improve your overall sense of stability and well-being. And affecting time management skills cultivated in college will also continue to benefit in your professional and personal life beyond graduation. Last but not least, memorable events. Attending events with your friends or meeting new people at these occasions fosters strong social connections and lasting friendships. As a part of Texas State, we have this event every year called the Galardia Fest. And it's kind of like an event that happens every year. So where, you can go with your friends, have fun time with different heritage foods and etc. And that's one thing that I got stuck to, attending to this event for the past 2 years with my friends and my college colleagues, which really enhanced my social skills and being out there representing myself. And memorable events also create shared experiences that can bond over with your friends or colleagues, depending on deepening your relationships. And events like parties, concerts, or campus festivals, like I said, creates cherished memories that can also carry you for a long time after graduation. And also, being a part of a vibrant event culture on campus enhances the overall college experience for you and your peers. And incorporating memorable events in your college life enriches your social, personal, academic life, creating a well-rounded and fulfilling experience. But overall, remember that college is a unique experience, and what works for one person, like for you, does not work for another person. And tailor these tips to your individual preferences and circumstances to create a college experience that's meaningful and fulfilling to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. And hey, everyone, like, we're going to do that question answer sessions now. I know, like, we have to wrap up by like 5:30, but we as a team are going to extend this. Whoever can stay and can please stay, and then we'll complete all the questions. We'll try to answer everything that we can. Okay, over to you, Sana.
So we have a few questions. What grade or age should a student start to prepare for their application resume for college applications?
So for your resume, you can start, the suggested time is junior year of high school when you're in 11th grade, but you want to make sure that you're taking notes of everything that you do from 7th or 8th grade. You're taking notes in the sense that have a Google Doc or like an Excel sheet, and just note down, what accomplishments you have, what volunteering hours, anything that you're going to forget in the next couple of years. Have the organization name, number of hours, and why this was important or what you learned from it. And then all this information is going to help you build your resume, either your sophomore or junior year of high school. So when you're in 10th or 11th grade.
Does NHS help boost with your college applications?
It does add a boost, But you can also do any other club if you can't get into NHS. But NHS also does require volunteering hours on top of good grades. So if you were going to join it, I would recommend doing some volunteering before you apply.
What things should you leave out of your college application?
Sorry, can you repeat it?
What things should you leave out of your college applications?
I mean, if it adds to your application, like if you really think that this is a part of me and like no information is small, then you can add everything that you need to. Under common application, I forgot if they have restrictions as to how many clubs or organizations or volunteering hours you can add, but adding, like, you know, you add one, it usually gives the option of, it says add another. You can just keep clicking on that and see how many times it lets you do it, and then just go ahead and do that. But on your resume, just make sure you have the important information. Make it clear and concise. You know, don't add a lot of words on your resume. You can add like everything else on in your essays and under the common application platform.
When can you start taking IB courses?
For IB, there are 2 pre-IB courses, and they're both history classes. So in your 9th grade year, you would take pre-IB human geography, and then in your 10th grade year, you would take either AP US history or IB US history. Both are considered pre-IB. AP US history is from the beginning to the present, and IB US history is from like the 1600s or 1700s to the beginning.
Is AP courses or ACC credits better for college?
They are both beneficial. As we mentioned before, ACC courses can be taken in summer or through the school year. It just depends on what the student wants to do, but they're both, you know, different as well. ACC courses help with a lot of high school credits, and if you have extra, then it's going to help with your college credits as well and help you graduate early from both. But AP courses are just going to give you college credits. You know, at the end, you will get your result, like credits for the high school, but you can take both at the same time. I took ACC course. I took a history class over the summer, and I also took AP government over my academic year as well. So you can do both, and it's going to help you earn more credits.
And at what age should you start applying for scholarships?
You usually apply for scholarships the year you're doing college applications. So when you do your college applications, you would go on your college's website or whatever website your high school counselor gave you, and then you would apply for the scholarships you were eligible for. They have a list of scholarships and what you have to like the requirements to apply for that scholarship. Like there's the Hispanic scholarships or the African American scholarship. Like there are conditions, like it'll be written in the description of the scholarship.
That's all the questions I have written down in the chat. So if anyone else has questions, you can ask now.
I took Spanish 3 advanced this year, and my final year of Tamil school in California Tamil Academy. Would I still have to graduate for my final year to get credit from CTTA, or is it enough that I did 7 years?
So first you want to make sure that your high school accepts the credit from California Tamil Academy, and then after you double check that, for me, I didn't have to graduate because I submitted my transcript my freshman year of high school and they accepted it, and I got 4 credits for my language in 9th grade. So just double check with your high school and your California Tamil Academy, and you should be able to do it without graduating.
Okay, thank you.
Language credit. Ask language credit. Spanish 3 advanced. What do you mean?
We didn't quite get the questions. Can you be a little louder, please?
But as for the language credit, First, for there's for Spanish 3 advanced.
What's the difference?
What's the difference between advanced and online? To get it through honors.
Is it like AP or just advanced?
Just advanced.
Well, that would usually be counted in the 5.0 scale instead of the and on top of the 4.0 scale for
So,
GPA.
yeah, are you a high schooler?
Yeah.
Okay, so your Spanish credits are going to count towards your language credits as well. If you get credits from your from California Thermal Academy too, it's just going to add up in the end when you graduate. You're just going to get a lot of language credits. If you're not taking AP Spanish, then you won't have an AP exam and you won't earn any college credit, but you'll get it for high school.
Okay, thank you.
Does the 10% automatic qualification to the Texas universities also require SAT or ACT?
Oh, that's the ranking in your school. So that's based on your GPA. In your class, like whatever graduating class you are, you'll have a ranking based on who has the higher GPA, and the top 10% students in that ranking will get automatic admission into universities. For UT Austin, it's top 6%.
Any questions, anyone? Okay, I think I'll take that as a no. And thank you very much for joining this call. And please, before you log off, we'll be sending a feedback form. It would not take more than 2 minutes to complete it. Your feedback is definitely required for us. This will help us to improve further and bring in more service that we can do it. And if you have more questions, please always send it to youthclub@austintamilsangam.com. And thank you very much. And thank you very much, ATS youth team, for this wonderful presentation.
Yeah, it's a great presentation. Thank you all.
Thank you for taking the time to listen.
Thank you.
Excellent job, youth committee. You all did wonderful.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of your day.